potentially the first class of 2024 for some of you. Happy New Year if it is real time. Let's set our hammock to standard height, standing on toes and coming to those hip flexors. Hopefully we can have a great class, but also a great year together. Get yourself set and we'll begin. All right, my beauties, meet me right underneath your plumb line. From here, we're gonna go right into some pelvic tilts. Knees are bent, about hip distance. You're gonna scoop and tuck. Really exhale, drawing those abdominals in nice and tight. And engaging the muscles of your back as you release and arch. Remember, if this bothers your armpits, you can give it a little push. Usually takes the pressure off. See if we can take these movements into a circle. Might feel a little awkward. Start with the tuck, scooping that tailbone under. Shift your hips to one side. Arch back through center like that cow pose. Over to the other. Side crunch. And then back into your scoop. I want to try to make a circle as smooth and continuous as I can. One direction. And then reverse. Anytime you can do something in an awkward movement pattern that really makes you think, it starts to break up some of those poor movement patterns that some of us are stuck in. That's why stuff like this is so good. Next time you do your little tuck, you can walk those feet back. Taking that pressure off the arms and just give it a little arch. Engage your glutes, focusing on the upper back. Breathing in, exhale, lifting the head, coming back underneath your plumb line. We'll start with the left. Left foot's gonna come up. It looks like a little figure 4 pigeon. And then once I'm there, go back into my tucks and scoops. So you'll notice as you really drop that tailbone and engage through the low back, probably you get a deeper stretch. Next time you arch that spine, right, really think of that low back kind of squeezing up and in. Drop your left knee to the floor and try to point the foot to the ceiling. If you want to go a little bit deeper, try to steer yourself further forward by using that right foot to pull you in. Maybe adding a little twist. Keep the arch, so think of trying to draw the belly button towards your left leg there. And center. For the switch, you're gonna do your tucks and your scoops. Dropping down, really pull through that low back. Knee to the floor, foot to ceiling. If that's still feeling good, try to pull yourself in deeper, adding that little extra twist. Center, coming all the way up and back. Letting that upper body breathe. Walk right into your fabric downward dog. Folding over those hip flexors. My hammock is so low. I'm too lazy to fix it. Push through the heels, whether they're on the ground or not. Push the ground away with your hands. Shake your head, yes or no. Squeeze those abdominals as you exhale. Really look for length in your body. So this comes from a place of strength. I'm really gonna push through the heels, push through the hands, draw the lower rib cage in. And just gently transition from an active pose to more of a hang. So I'm just gonna let myself rest right on those hip flexors, traction the spine, maybe ragdoll the arms. Hands to the floor, lift your gaze, forward we go. Take the fabric and wrap both panels a couple times around your right hand. So I've got a whole bunch kind of chunked up there and I'm just holding the tail. I want you to try to create what feels like a gentle pulling sensation. So I'm gonna come into this little lunge like supported pose. And I'm feeling a gentle stretch down. I wouldn't call it gentle, but feeling a stretch down the arm into the chest. I also feel it in the forearm and all the things. So I just want you to gently try to move a little bit or twist. I actually like the twist a little bit better, but I'm gently tractioning and I'm just kind of moving the arm itself, rotating the shoulder. This really is kind of your interpretation of listening to your body and finding out where you need to hold. Now coming up, step forward, and we'll want to go into the shoulder. So I'm going to turn into the arm, and then I'm going to let my body weight sink in the opposite direction. You want to get the back of this delt here and across the scap. Shoulder away from your ear. Unwind. Just notice your two sides. Stand here for a moment with me. Just notice your right, notice your left. Left hand is gonna do a nice, healthy wind up, grabbing that tail. Some lunge variation. And just begin to play with the different shapes and the different edges that you want to find, internal, external rotation. Be gentle. There's a difference between me feeling that really deep pull and me feeling like I'm doing something that is damaging. You can tell. You need to pay attention. Not everything we do in every practice is going to be good for every body, especially in a practice like this. Stepping forward, and then we go into the shoulder, right? So now I'm going to face the other direction and really try to twist into it. And out. Fabric behind you. Go ahead and reach through the middle. Give it a grab. Come into a fold. Gently push down into your hands. Hands are wide. Tuck your chin in. And up. All right, hopefully you're feeling a little warmer, a little more alive. I do. I was thinking, it's been a little while since we did anything kind of inside with our leg. There will be a wind up in our little sequence here. If you've never seen those, we do have tutorials. I try to walk you through them, but probably not one for the first timer. Right leg comes in, all the way in. Make sure you're underneath your plumb line and the fabric is all the way over the foot. So should be kind of draping over the foot. Start with a stretch, stand up nice and tall, pull the fabric towards you. I'm gonna find what feels like just the gentle stretch to get started. Pull the flex into the foot. I want you to actively push down into the fabric with your heel. It's gonna get a lot deeper when you do that. Just slightly send your body weight forward if you're ready. And then I want you to try to push into the fabric as if to work a floint or a point, and then roll back to the flex. So we're gonna pull the toes towards us and then push that big toe bone mound into the fabric. I could feel different muscles kind of engaging there as I do that. And flex. Once more. Flex and hold. Try to go a little deeper. I'm actively pushing into the fabric. That's what's getting me the most stretch. And take a breath. From here, just take a twist before we go any further. Twist to the right, put your right hand on the back pocket or reach it away from you. And releasing to center. From here, we'll take a pigeon variation. So the knee will bend, and that means your foot will end up on the left side. Dive through your little window here, negative space. Once you're through, you don't actually need your left foot on the ground. So what I want you to do is put the toenail side, the pedicure side, on the floor and send pressure down into the mat through that foot and maybe send your body weight forward. It's giving me a really nice stretch across the top of the foot into the shin. Kind of gets neglected in my opinion. Unless you're actively working on enhancing your toe point, we don't really stretch this area. I feel like I've been working on a toe point for 4 years and it's the same as when I started. Maybe this will be my year. All right, foot to the floor. Try a deeper twist. So I'm gonna swim my left arm as far forward as I can get it and see if I can come to this opposite panel. I need to begin to twist towards the ceiling and see if I could either use my hand or go deeper yet to my elbow and add a twist. I also like to use my foot here, left foot on the floor, to push myself over to that right side. So I'm getting a really nice deep rotation twist. And I'm just gonna let my upper body hang. And I'm just caught in the fabric in a really nice way. It's kind of like a stretch, but it's also kind of like a restorative shape, in my opinion. So it's like yin yang. And before we exit, if you feel comfortable, you can just maybe play with a couple different, I'm actually just using my foot on the floor and the fabric to move a little, see if there's a different angle that feels a little deeper. Releasing the twist, pulling back underneath your plumb line. Arms will come out. If you feel as if you've shifted, readjust. Here's where we're going to explore that wind up. We do have a full class on wind ups as well as some tutorials. I'll take a look and put them in the description below. If you've never done it, it can be a little scary, but walking you through it. I'm gonna grab the panel on the left side. Left hand is on top of right hand. That's gonna give me the ability to pull down and kick through this negative space here in front of me. Pulling down as I kick left leg through. Coming all the way up, which is a seahorse position. Rather adorable, if I don't say so myself. Your exit is exactly the same. You're just gonna go out the way you came in. Pull down with your hands, kicking up and through. And we naturally unwind. Let's make sure that fabric is all the way up to your glute. We're gonna take it into a rotation. Hold on to the fabric if you need to. I'm gonna slowly begin to pivot. This knee will point to the ground so that now I'm facing the other side. Use your hands. I'm gonna reach back and find the fabric. Pull on it so I can come all the way into what feels like a little seat. I'm sitting on that right leg. This is gonna bring us into Virasana. If your quad is open enough, you can begin to lie back. Squeeze your glutes to help stretch through the front of the leg. I'm just gonna let my head hang here for a moment. Pull down with your arms, lift the sternum. Do not lift the head until you come all the way up. And step to the floor. From here, you can come into another little chest opener here. Send your body weight back by pushing into the fabric with your leg. Chest is nice and open. You can float this if you have any shoulder injury that you would be concerned with. I'm gonna suggest not taking it, but if you felt comfortable kind of swinging back, you can use this as a float. I'm gonna actually use the floor to give me a little swing. Step down on the forward swing there on the way back, and we can just unwrap the same way we came out. Releasing. Between sets, go ahead and just take a breather. Climb up and through, either right into downward dog, or if you're feeling like a swing, as I am, you can just take a ragdoll swing and hang. The breeze is quite nice. And whenever you've had enough swinging, if you're swinging with me, go ahead and fold into your downward dog, pushing the ground away, pressing the heels away, shake the head yes or no. Releasing hands, releasing feet, walking forward. All right, open. Make sure you don't have an abundance of tangles here, because that does happen with a wind up. Let's take a look at that left side. Gonna climb in. Remember, we want the whole leg. And your foot is also covered, right? So we have a little curtain there. Grab your fabric. Pull it towards you, lift your sternum to the ceiling, hips are nice and square. Ever so slightly, if you want to, begin to send your body weight forward, downward pressure with the heel. Adding your little reach, I'm gonna point and flex. Last time, I want you to flex and hold, really push down. See if you can go a little deeper. coming up. Holding on with both hands, right hand that is, left hand goes either in the back pocket or reaches behind. Just take a twist. We're gonna get a little twistier in a moment, so. Breathing in. Exhale, releasing. Pigeon, we bend. If you feel like you're too far back, just give it a little pop forward. You want to slide through, so our left foot ends up on the right side. And with this pigeon, remember you don't need your foot here. See? I want you to push back. So, toenail side of the foot pushes into the floor. Try to stretch the front of your ankle there by downward pressure. Then you can just find the ground again. Here's where we get a little more interesting. I'm gonna sweep forward with my right arm as far as it can go. Start twisting. See if you could find that fabric to the left. You can just hold at center. Again, you don't need your foot, but I'm gonna push into the ground and send my body weight to that left side. Just feels like I get a little more stretch. Try to find that right balance of feels so good stretch with the rotation and also letting other parts of your body completely relax. Make some small adjustments. I'm actually just going to use the floor and the fabric to maybe twist a little, finding a different angle. Coming back, right underneath that plumb line. Remember, we want to keep our pigeon or that seahorse. So we go into that pull down right on top of left. We're going to kick right through this negative space, pulling down into our seahorse. So pretty. Exit is just the same. You're going to kick through, just hold on tight to the floor. Straighten, getting ready for your twist. So we're going to rotate, knee points down. Try to get yourself square to the back end of the mat. Thumb and index finger grab up and over your head, and then pull yourself into a seat. So I'm essentially sitting on that heel. From there, if you feel comfortable, lying back into our half virasana. Let the head completely go. Pull down on your fabric, chest comes up first, head comes up last. Lift so you can find the floor with your right foot. You can keep that same grip of the hands. Send your body weight back. You can push into the fabric with your leg. I'm gonna try to keep myself square to this back of the mat. And as I said earlier, I didn't get a ton out of it, but if you wanted to try to let go, you could certainly let go. Foot to the floor. On the forward swing, that is. For the release and pivot. Oh. all the way back. Release your leg. Lose the tangles. Let's come up and over. Take a back bend. Squeeze the glutes, arch the spine. Standing up. You can keep your feet right as they are. Hands are still in the fabric. Take a forward fold. Let your fingers breathe here. Shake them out. If this feels nice, shake your head yes or no. I'm just going to gently push forward through my feet. A little more stretch to the chest. Rolling up. I want to make sure we have time for at least one inversion. So I'm going to suggest facing whatever direction is best for you. And as you're rolling back, I want you to hook your feet in that little diamond shape. So as you're coming back and you cross through front, go ahead and hook your feet. From here, stop any swinging, backs of hands to floor. Walk the hands forward so you're creating what feels like that exaggerated back bend. Shake the head yes or no. Breathe. See if you could feel the fascia stretching through the front of your body. Nice breath in. And on the exhale, really pull the navel to the center. Press your legs and calves there into the fabric. And you can just let yourself hang, letting the floor go. You can ragdoll the arms, crossing the elbows. You can also interlace the hands from behind, little chest opener. And on that exit, we want to come up nice and slow. Reach up with your hands. Find that fabric, little ab crunch. Make sure you come up slowly. Gonna kind of shelf first. Feet second. And resting for a moment. Whenever you feel ready, walking back. And walking forward. Open up your fabric. Again, checking for twists because we did that wind up earlier. Climbing in. Grab a whole bunch of handfuls. Find your curly edge. Couple handfuls. You'll slide into a seat. Typically, if you reach back and just drape that fabric over your shoulders like a cape, you will be in a good spot. Fabric is overhead, walk the feet in, and then you can go ahead and sit up. Inhale the arms overhead. On the exhale, reach forward, see if you can find a flex foot. And pull yourself in. See if we can add a little twist here. So I'm gonna cross over to one side. So it's my opposite hand on foot. Swim back with the free hand. See if you can use the back of the fabric here to facilitate twist and then fold. So top of head still reaching towards feet, but now we've got this rotation happening. Hopefully getting into that IT band region. Still pull that foot towards you with your hand. Back arm sweeps up, crosses through center, pull it towards you, swim back, and use that fabric to pull yourself into twist and folding again. Keep working that rotation. Arm comes up. I'm going to keep those arms crossed last time, folding in. Releasing the feet, sitting up, lying back, covering the head and the shoulders. You could steeple the fingers overhead, adding some C curves here, just side to side, creating those little half moons. Whenever you feel ready, you can begin to unwind fully, coming into your favorite position for Shavasana, crossing the arms, or just bending the elbows, let the hands dangle. Let everything go. Reaching the arms overhead, taking those C curves, just stretching everything out. Bending in the knees to kick the feet through and use that fabric to pull down on to help you sit up. Inhale the arms overhead, bring it through heart center, and thank you for working with me. Namaste. If you're still here, that tells me you're using the content, so thank you. And I am extremely humbled to think that this channel is even anything, but I'm glad it reached some of you. I'd like to know the things that you enjoy, the things you want to know more of. Sometimes I don't make a video because I feel as if I've run out of ideas or I don't want to be redundant, when really I feel limited on the things we can do from our houses together safely without supervision or mats beneath us. So let me know the things you enjoy, the things you want to know more of. And I'm trying to think of ways to make this more income producing so that potentially we can continue to work together more. So hopefully in the new year we could figure that out together, and I look forward to it. Thanks so much.